Welcome back to the polls, and we head to the Volta region now. It's the 5th day since that devastation, and residents of Fuveme in the Volta region are now resorting to palm fronds and thatch to build their houses to avoid the heavy losses they suffer each time tidal waves strike. They explain that it doesn't make economic sense to invest in permanent structures only for them to be destroyed. Fuveme, we know, is one of the several communities devastated during that recent rush of the seas onto lands along the coast in the Volta region. Maxwell Agbagba has been our man on the ground. He reports.
It is still high tide at Fuveme. The tidal waves that hit this community left in its trail uprooted coconut trees, collapsed residential structures and school buildings. 60-year-old Knowledge Diwanu giving instructions to a carpenter who is removing the roofing sheets of what he now describes as his former building. He says he was in his room when the disaster struck. Like him, many residents have lost hope that the situation will get better. He says many of them are now resorting to palm branches and thatch for their buildings as they fear any other expensive material used will be a wasted investment.
I can say that I was born in 1974 in my house. This is my house. From here to the seashore is about 1,500 meters when I was very young. Yeah, 1,500 meters from the sea when I was very young. But up to this time, you can now see the sea from here is about 30 meters. So the sea is gradually coming, getting nearer to us. Since I was in 1980s to 1990s, the sea is coming gradually. We are shifting from concrete to coconut branches because of the sea waves. Because if you build the house, the sea destroys. Nobody do anything for us. In 1998, the sea destroyed the Fuveme land. It destroyed some part of the Fuveme land. Therefore, people relocated somewhere in part of the Fuveme again. But in 2016, the sea has destroyed the Fuveme again and destroyed the property of the government, that is the building of the school building. The school has been destroyed by the tidal waves in 2016. So they relocated and built another school at a new place called Agokeji. It's also a suburb of Fuveme. Agokeji is a suburb of Fuveme. So the engineers, they all come and make assess and they do the assessment that the school can be relocated there so that the sea will not destroy it. And by that time, the place where the school was relocated was about 1,000 meters from the sea. But now you can see it is about 25 to 30 meters from the sea, and the sea has destroyed the school too, and destroyed the property of the people, the houses and everything, the poultry, which people keep for their food. The sea has destroyed and destroyed our properties, our houses too. And now, as I'm talking now, some of us, we don't have no place to sleep, and we don't have no food to eat too, because if the sea rough, we cannot go to fishing. So, and because of we don't get any place to sleep, we don't get any place to stay, going to work is a problem for us. So this thing is happening for a long time when we were very young, but no solution is coming for us, or nobody is helping us. So we are appealing for the government of Ghana today, the President, the Excellency of the Republic of Ghana, the Minister for Works and Housing, who is responsible for sea defense, should come to the village, the Fuveme, should come and see what is happening here. This thing happening here is very serious than any disaster happening in our coastal area here. The sea has destroyed it, and we remove the slate and put it somewhere, because we don't get any place to make another structure again. So we are just in the we are stranded. We don't have no place to stay. So even if rain is falling, it falls on us, because we don't have no place to stay. Because for me to go to my brothers and sisters, they too, they don't have any place to stay. There is water in the houses of the people. So people are suffering a lot. So we are appealing for the government of Ghana to come and do groin or sea defense for us. This is happening for a long time. We are very young, but nobody is pleading us. I don't know what I'll say. So we are suffering. We are also human beings like the other people in Ghana. And we are also Ghanaian. We also vote for the party. As I'm talking now, I am a electoral area coordinator of MPP in Achiteti here. As I'm talking now, I don't have no place to sleep. It's a problem.
So wait, you now don't have a place to sleep or what?
I don't have no place to sleep.
Really?
This is my house. I don't have no place to sleep. I and my wife and my children, we don't have no place to stay. Now, I was in the room where the sea entered the room. Then I called my wife that she should get out with my children. My mother too is an old woman, so she cannot walk. And my in-law too is also an old man. He cannot also walk. So I have to take them, I have to go and call some people so that we take them from the water. I put them at a certain place where the water is not coming too much at that place. So they are also in the water, but the water is not coming at that place too much. That is the problem we are having now. A lot of the people in the village, all of us, even the Achiteti too, which people are saying that the school children should go there, that place too is not safe.
Unless they can't make something here.
Moses Akoli is the community leader of Fuveme. He says they have given up on using expensive materials for their buildings because they always end up in the ocean.
Formerly, the community is far from here. It's far from here. But through the sea, the tidal of the sea, that is why we came here. So formerly, the town is not here. Fuveme community is not here. But through the tidal waves of the sea, that is why we came here. Formerly, we used block to build our houses, but at now we are using the coconut branches to build our house because we can't use the block to build our house again because the sea is taking the houses and then the block away. Sunday, the sea is very, very rough, and the land is flooded with water. So for that, we can't stay in the water, so we relocate ourselves from this place to the other place. Now we need help from the government, but because we have no amicable solution to solve this erosion problem. So we need the government to come and help us do some work for us so that it can protect the land for us.
Part of the Agokeji and Fuveme communities are already under the ocean. And these buildings are daily reminders to residents about the impacts of climate change. Many of them know that in 5 years' time, their villages will be no more. They'll be completely submerged. Some of them have already started removing the roofing sheets of their buildings. They say that their buildings cannot withstand the anger of these tidal waves.
So from our change of subject,
I'm now at the Fuveme Basic School where final year students are preparing for their final examinations next week. According to teachers, over 200 students now study in 2 classrooms after tidal waves destroyed portions of the school on Sunday. Francis Nomanoo is a teacher at the Fuveme Basic School. He says the situation is affecting academic work.
Okay, this class used to be the JHS3 class. Once we have this class, the first one, JHS3. Once we have the JHS1 and 2 there.
Okay.
And this used to be our staff, where we sit as teachers. Yeah, this class, yeah. This is where we sit, the staff common room for the teachers. And then this is class 6. So, you see, as you can see, we don't have enough classroom earlier. So we combine class 6 and then class 5 in this class.
Okay.
Yeah, and over here we have class 3 and 4 here.
Okay.
And you have class 1 there, class 1 and 2 there, and then KG1 and KG2 there.
Okay.
That is how we used to live in the school.
And that has been destroyed?
Yeah, it has been destroyed. Yeah, I was posted to Fuveme around September 2014 from college. So basically Fuveme is around very close to Bokbobo, That is where we used to call Fuveme. So I was posted there. So the first day I was going there, it was so hectic. I have to walk from Ashteti to Fuveme, very far. And when I got to the school, we have some beautiful structures, and then we have from KG1 to class 6, and also another classroom that is from JHS1 to JHS3. We also have the teacher's bungalow and then the headmaster's office. These are all the facilities we have at the school then. So it was so refreshing, a fresh teacher from college posted to such an environment. It came to a time, and then people came and they were talking of relocating the school to this new place, this place where we are currently. Then this place was, we say, a safe haven, and they were thinking of relocating the school to here. And then we were also saying that no, there's a need for us to have a permanent solution to this problem, and that is the sea defense. But then they said, oh, they have to relocate the school to this place, and this is where we are now. And as you can see, the sea has taken over this place too. So in a nutshell, the permanent solution for this problem is the sea defense. Currently, we have 2 classrooms, as you can see. This building used to be 6 classrooms, but the 4 of them has been destroyed by the sea. Now we have only two classrooms. And then from KG1 to JHS2 are occupying 1 classroom, and the Form 3s are in 1 classroom too. That is what we are doing now.
Well, the Director of Communications at the President, Eugene Ahin, says government is working on the relocation and provision of alternative livelihood high on the agenda for government as they explore ways to permanently deal with the threat of tidal waves in part of the Volta region.
With respect to what's happening in KETA South, exactly, municipality. Yes, the President has been apprised of this matter. I believe the Minister for Housing, Works and Housing has also made a comment on it, and he's indicated that currently government is in the process of finding the funds to complete phase 2 of this project. You recall that phase 1 of this project was completed in 2019, and I think sometime in April this year, feasibility studies for phase 2 of the project was completed. And as I said, God willing, very soon government should be able to find the funds to be able to do this. But once that happens, the Minister for Works and Housing would definitely apprise the country of whatever is supposed to take place with regards to that.
So that's the Communications Director at the Presidency, Eugene Ahin. Let's bring in the Volta Regional Minister, Dr. Archibald Lecha. We're grateful for your time here on the Pulse. So we're told that in the interim, we're working on relocation for these residents. Do we know when that is going to start?
Thank you very much. I've had briefings from the 2 municipal chief executives, KETA South and KETA today. I've had briefings from the Angogan DC, and there is a great improvement in the situation at the southern part of the Volta region. They're doing all their best to make sure everybody is taken care of. We still need some relief items which are being mobilized. As I speak to you, a lot is being mobilized to send to our people. There have been good responses from the corporate bodies as well. And we have citizens from the region who are also mobilizing to bring items. So from tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to receive a lot of relief items, including mattresses, tents, and so on, to give temporary shelter to the people. And there is also a movement to raise funds to also start reconstructions of school buildings and so on and so forth. So this is just in addition to whatever plans government may be doing in the medium to long term. But immediately we're trying to make life comfortable for the people. And I think that as of now, the situation is very much under control.
But the concern, at least from those who have been to the place and the reports that they're getting, out of the 15 communities, for instance, that NATMO was supposed to provide for, it appears it was woefully inadequate. At the last check, it appears there's only 2 communities that have been catered for by NATMO.
I'm not too sure about that accurate that information is, but I know that the first night not many communities were reached. But I know yesterday a lot more communities were reached, according to reports available to me. We are dealing with
how many communities were you told have been reached?
I spoke to 3 municipal district chief executives, and I have some details, but I can't for sure tell you the number of communities in Ketu South, number in KETA, number in, but I can always check and get back to you.
But it appears that all the residents, those who were supposed to be provided for, in our interaction with them, it doesn't look like nothing much has happened. All hope more like is lost for them. Do you think that NADMO has this situation under control?
So I think that the point must be made that this is not all about NADMO. We have local authorities that are responsible for the welfare of the people. Mm-hmm. We have a decentralized system of government. We have all the assemblies. So the assemblies under the leadership of the municipal chief executive and the DC are doing their best. You know, what happens is that people always want more. I mean, some may not have received anything, which I'll concede. I can't say that everybody out of the 4,000 people that were displaced has been taken care of. But it is work in progress. We still mobilize. And luckily for us, they all come from the environment, the communities there. And you know our community system of supporting each other. They are living with families, they are living with friends. While the assembly is making provision to keep them in some classrooms. I know of a school that has got its walls collapsed. Mm-hmm. And the DC has arranged another school for them to have classes. So there's a lot of local intervention, which is, to me, is important because local solution to local problems. While national and region support the local authorities have the first line of responsibility. They have the first line of responsibility and they are doing their best. And I think that what we can do is to only continue to support them to meet the needs of our people.
But is this a situation you would say, you represent government at that level, is this a situation you would say that government is taking seriously?
I believe so. I believe that because the calls are received from the colleague members of government and the efforts that are being made to address the concerns of the people makes me to believe that the welfare of the people affected by these other ways is at the heart of this government. And we'll do everything possible within our power to make sure the situation returns to normalcy as soon as possible. Because
they ask if this government is taking this situation seriously because we are yet to see any high-powered delegation actually visiting the area and commiserating with the community members, apart from the MPs, 1 or 2 that we've seen who have been to the ground themselves.
Yeah, what I would say is that when there was these incidents of Tidal, we had reports, mm-hmm. and we sent people to the ground to make the assessment. And once we had the assessment, we had to mobilize. And some of us were in Accra mobilizing. It was on my way from Accra yesterday that I quickly dashed to 1 or 2 places to see what was going on. And I know that there's an effort being made to make sure that at least after the items are sent to our people, the government also is seeing commiserating with them. But the important thing is that we should mobilize relief items to make life more bearable to the victims. But as for the other aspects of showing your face, people seeing you on camera that you are visiting, that one without the relief items will not be appreciated by the people. I think the people are more interested in interventions to make life bearable for them rather than just coming to show yourself and moving away. People are in need, and we need to meet their needs. And it's a responsibility to mobilize so that their needs are met, so that it will not be fine to go there, be with them while they are in need and leave them without food, leave them without shelter. So I think that the priority is to provide them what they need, and then we can do the other things later.
So from our last check, the figures that at least you gave us, it was close to 4,000 residents that were displaced, 200 to 400 homes destroyed in the process. How many of these residents would you say have been reached for their needs to be provided out of this close to 4,000 residents?
I will not be able to, unfortunately, I will not be able to put a figure to it, but I know that the NADMO, the regional director, I think regional director of NADMO was with me a while ago, and we were on the line with with officials in Accra and corporate bodies who have informed us of how they are mobilizing to come and support. And some people are even raising a fund to try and provide a shelter for the people, and we were very happy that people are getting concerned, are very much concerned about the welfare of the victims. We will continue to do our best, and we know that with time we shall get there.
But it appears this has been left to the private sector, corporate bodies and indigents, or those who come from the area to mobilize and do this. Is that not accurate?
No, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right, because with the Coastal Development Authority, and the Coastal Development Authority is doing a lot of mobilization. They have even informed me that they are organizing a medical team to go and examine the victims and provide them medical care. So a lot of, it's a multifaceted approach to handling this issue, and we are collaborating with any organization. Any organization. We must all support government. Government will do its bit, but the other organizations, the churches, the NGOs must also come and support us. As they say, that we always asking for more. So whatever we will get from anybody is very much welcome.
So from where you stand, you say that all 15 communities at least have been reached some way, somehow, by relief items.
I have to, you know, as I told you earlier, we have a number of communities in Keto South that are being taken care of by the Keto South Municipal Chief Executive. We have a number of communities in KETA that are being taken care of by KETA Municipal Chief Executive. We have some in Angologan, and these three officers are representing government on the ground, and they are mobilizing resources at the local level to support whatever is coming from region and national. So the importance of local governance is vital when it comes to finding solutions to local problems. And I'm sure that from the report I received from my three government representatives in the assembly, they are very much on top of the issues. They've had a regional security council meeting to discuss the security implications of whatever is going on, and they are constantly giving me feedback. So I am confident that the situation is under control. But I'll still appeal that we need more relief items to meet the needs of the people.
Okay. Dr. Atibot Lesha, we are grateful for your time. That's the Volta Regional Minister. And in the last few minutes also, we've been hearing from the Volta Development Fund. They've also issued a statement regarding this particular situation that has hit the people of the 15 communities on the coastal line in the Volta region. They are hoping that something will be done about the situation. We've been hearing from the Volta Development Forum. So the statement they've issued, it says the Volta Development Forum is deeply saddened by the devastation and the displacement suffered by inhabitants in some communities in the KETA South municipality. So Anglo District and KETA municipality as a result of the ferocious tidal waves in recent times. In fact, the loss of properties amounting to several thousands of Ghana cedis and the collective sufferings of the people is heartbreaking. While empathizing with the victims, VDF is calling on government, the general public, especially citizens of the Volta region, to, as a matter of urgency, come on board to support the demoralized victims and with funds and relief items. So the VDF also recommends that government takes immediate steps or immediate action in finding immediate short-term, medium-term and long-term solutions to the problem. So that's the statement from the Volta Development Forum. We know that some indigents have also put together a fund, for instance, for people to donate, and it's on our social media platforms. You can also be part of it. We know that Ken Ashibe, amongst others, together with the former MP for KETA, Mr. Kwashiga, amongst others, have put together a fund for you to be able to donate, and they are sure of transparency, auditing and transparency of what you put in to be giving to these 4,000 residents that are currently in distress in these 15 communities.